Hey, welcome back to the channel, everybody. First of all, I want to give a shout out to all those people in north central Texas who went through that terrible weather Thursday night. Those of y'all who had damage, sorry about that. We had a little damage here too, so sorry about that. Alright, but let's get into the week of the bald eagle cam out in southwest Florida. Sorry if there's a dog barking occasionally. Okay, so we're going to start with Sunday the 26th. I saw M15 and R23-3 in the attic early in the morning, about 6 a.m. M15 returned with his first catch of the day with a fish at about 7:59 a.m. 21 eats, and 22 really didn't get anything. M15 returns again about 9:45 with looked like a UFO to me. I really couldn't tell what it was. R23-3 though flew in the nest and stole it. Later I found out it was an opossum tail. She took it off and ate it up in the tree. So no big loss, just a little opossum tail. And then M15 returns to the nest about 1:05 with a fish. 21 eats and 22 both eat. M15 returns again at 2:19 with another fish. This time M15 feeds 21 and 22 eats on his own the leftovers, there were pretty good leftovers. M15 returns again at 4:12 with another fish. 21 and 22 pick at the fish. They made a little headway with it, but they really didn't get much into it. Dad returned at about 4:35 with a UFO, and 21 got all of that, whatever it was. It looked like some kind of meat to me. And then M15 starts to feed 21 the leftover fish that they had finished, and Dad also eats. M15 hits the nest tree about 6:05, and he's up in the attic for the night about 9:28. Something flew into the nest tree about 9 p.m. I couldn't really tell. 9:20 p.m. I couldn't really tell what it was. I'm pretty sure it was R23-3 because she was up in the nest tree Monday morning with him about 6 a.m. So Monday, M15 returns to the nest about 9:28 with some type of UFO. Looked like it was some type of red meat. 21 ate most of that. Then M15 returns to the nest about 10:25 with another UFO that was also red meat, and 22 stole that and ate most of it. Then Dad returns again at 12:46 with another UFO, which looked like a partially eaten fish carcass, and 22 got it and basically swooped it down. M15 returns at about 1:47 with another fish, and M15 feeds 21 and 22. Let me say this, M15's had some really great hunting days in this week. So, really good hunting days. Alright, so he returns at 2:54 p.m. with what looked like a UFO to me. Some red meat, maybe a squirrel. Okay, and both babies feed. Then he comes back at 4:23 with a fish, and M15 feeds 21 and 22. a little bit, and then they both self-feed a little bit as well. Then M15's at the nest tree about 5:35, and he's up in the attic at 6:35, and R23-3 joins him in the attic at 6:52. And she starts giving him a little bit of calls, but he's been giving her the cold shoulder up there at night now. So I don't think he really has any interest in her whatsoever anymore. Okay, so that brings us to Tuesday. Tuesday morning at 3:05 a.m., R23-3 is struck by an owl, and she leaves the nest, and I didn't see her come back. At 6 a.m., when I checked, M15 was in the attic perched by himself. M15 returns at 6:59 with a fish. 21 eats, and 22 didn't get very much of it at all. M15 returns at 9:32 a.m. with a squirrel. 22 eats some, and 21 eats some. They both got a little bit of that. M15 returns at 10:31 with a big fish carcass. 22 eats, and 21 gets some. M15 returns again at 2:41 with a fish. Both babies eat. They self-feed. M15 returns at 5:53 with what just looked like a bite of something. It looked like it just had some scales, and 21 got that bite. It was a decent-sized bite. And then M15 and R23 are at the pond drinking about 5:54 p.m. And they're both back up in the nest tree at around 6:35 roosting. And here again, he's kind of giving her the cold shoulder. He doesn't seem to really have much interest in her. Sometimes she'll scoot over by him, and he kind of scoots away. She'll give him the mating call, and he just kind of shakes his head, gives her the up now. I do want to say one other thing. Both the babies now are really starting to look really, really pretty. Especially 21's really starting to look like a beautiful immature bald eagle. And 22's getting there also. So Wednesday's a kind of a slow day. When I get up in the morning, it's very foggy. I can't really see much in the tree. I can see that M15's in the attic, but I can't see if R23-3's up there. That's kind of a slow day. M15 doesn't come back with his first meal of the day until 1:08 p.m. with a fish. 22 gets it first, but 21 takes it, gets most of it. M15 returns again at 1:37. This time he had a small fish carcass. Looked like he had ate on some of it. 21 gets most of that. 22 gets some scraps. Okay, then M15 returns about 2:57 with a fish. It's a small fish. 21 takes and gets most of it. 22 gets a little bit. Then M15 returns about 3:05 with a fish. 21 eats a little bit of that fish, but 22 gets most of that fish. About 65% of it, I'd say. And then Dad hits the attic perch about 6:44 p.m. For the night. And I don't see R23-3 with it. Brings us to Thursday. Thursday's a good food day for the kids. Throughout the day, he returned several times. Once at 8:54 with a UFO. Looked like some kind of mammal to me, maybe a rabbit. 21 gets most of it. 22 got some scraps. Then he returned again with another UFO about 9:46. 22 ate most of that. 21 got scraps of it. Then he returned again at 10:34 a.m. with a squirrel. 21 eats some of that. 22 got most of it. He stole most of it and snagged it and got most of that. Then M15 comes back at 11:36 a.m. with a fish, and both babies eat pretty good on a self-feed. Then he comes back at 11:34 a.m. with a bird that looked like a dove, or I really looked like a dove, a mockingbird. I mean, it was hard to tell because that bird was gone quick, and both of them got some of it, but 22 got most of it. Again, he robbed a lot of it, the big pieces, and just chunked them down. He's getting good at stealing and big pieces and just swallowing them. And then M15 returns at 1:51 p.m. with a good-sized fish and feeds 22 and 21. Okay. And then Dad hits the pond about 6:46 p.m. and was drinking. And that's about the time the storm hit here. I didn't get to see what time he roosted up in the attic perch because the power went out. And, of course, as y'all know, 80-mile-an-hour winds were in the country. Brings us to Friday. I noticed Friday was a very windy day at the nest site. I did see M15 in the attic perch at 6 a.m. I did not see R23-3. M15 returned at 7:06 with a fish that R23-3 stole, but Dad returned right back with another fish at 7:18 and fed the kids. And then he returned again at 10:02 a.m. with a fish, and 21 and 22 both ate, but 22 got most of that fish. M15 returned at 1:40 with a fish. M15 feeds 21 and 22. Then M15 returns at 4:15 with a fish, and M15 feeds both 21 and 22. I see R23 at the attic about 4:15, and M15 and R23 go down to the pond about 4:32 and have a nice bath. Both of them doing that, going underwater and just their normal baths. Then they hit the trees and dry off, and they're in the attic perch about 6:38 p.m. Unfortunately, M15 gets struck by an owl about 8:38 p.m. and it was a hard strike. It hit him good. He recovered though and got back up into the nest and then back up into the nest tree. So that brings us to Saturday, 3/4. Saturday's kind of a slow day. I see him in the attic perch. I don't see R23-3. This is at 6 a.m. M15 returns about 8:30 with a UFO. Looked like a squirrel. 22 steals and gets most of it. 21 might have got a little bit, but not much. 22 snagged that and got most of it. Then Dad returns at 12:02 with a fish. Feeds 21. 22, he got a little bit, but not much. M15 returns at 3:20 with a fish. 21 eats. 22 got some scraps. That's it for food for the day. I saw M15 and R23-3 at the pond about 6:50. They flew up into the attic perch, and she was around 7 o'clock really talking to him, giving him the mating call, giving him the sweet, sweet love. And folks, he was just giving her the cold shoulder. Kept stepping away from her. Finally, she would get closer and closer to him. Finally, he jumped over her. He just isn't, I just don't think he really has any interest in mating with her right now until this job's over with the kids, and that's a good thing. So, for a week review, I'd say, first of all, M15, what a dad, what a hunter. I mean, throughout the week, I mean, he always has one slow. I hunting day. But for the most part, those days are excellent food days for the kids. And just what a great job he does taking care of them. And then I also wanted to point out that R23-3's talons look so much better than they did when we first started seeing her. She's healed tremendously. I thought she might even lose a portion of that foot and talon, but it looks like now like she's going to recover, and she may actually keep all that foot and talon now. I'm not sure, but hey, that concludes our week review. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the ride. Please leave a like, please subscribe, leave some comments. For all y'all, e-bike season's getting here. A lot of the bikes are starting to go on summer sales, so good luck if you decide to buy one. Go have a good one. We'll see you on the next ride.